say that Los Angeles has terrible bagels. I'm a former New Yorker, and it's my mission to find the best bagels in LA. I know that there are good bagels in LA, we just have to find them. To help me in my mission of finding the best bagels in Los Angeles, I'm bringing my friend Evan Fox, who owns Yeastie Boys Bagels, to show me where the best ones in the city are. Evan's gonna take me to his food truck, Yeastie Boys. We're gonna go to Courage Bagels in Silver Lake, and we're gonna go to Brooklyn Bagels in Westlake. We're here to eat bagels. First up, we're headed to the Yeastie Boys truck parked outside Alfred Coffee in West Hollywood. This is the famous Evan Fox. He owns Yeastie Boys, which is right behind me.
Sure do.
So tell me how Yeastie Boys came about.
So in 2014, we were just making bagels out of our apartment, and just for fun. It was like, let's start a band, and we did. And we started kind of taking them to people around town to see what they think. People dug it, and they're like, yo, we should do Coachella. So I got in contact with them. They're like, yep, great idea. Let's go. Week after that, we got our first truck, and then we're here now, 2 trucks later.
So like, what gives you the authority to take me around LA and show me the best bagels the city has to offer?
I think I know what I'm doing.
Yeastie Boys trucks go all over the city serving their giant bagels loaded with delicious toppings. They offer classics like lox and cream cheese, or more hearty options like bacon, gooey cheese, and egg. Then there are some slightly more, let's say, wild options, like this one made with pastrami, fried eggs, melty cheese, and turkey. But before we try their bagels, let's talk a bit about what makes a good bagel in the first place. You can hear the
Crunch.
yeah, baby.
Got that shell, you want to hear that. You want that shell.
So tell me, like, when you were developing this recipe and developing your bagels, like, what were you looking for? What was your hope?
I knew I wanted a chewy inside, and I knew that I wanted it big for sandwiches. So see these like little bubbles right here? That comes from the gas convection oven that we use, as well as the proofing time, which is very important when you make a bagel, cold proofing like you do pizza. So any good bagel will have that, plus boiling them. Those 3 things, most crucial component.
I'm learning a lot. Yeastie Boys makes its bagels at Diamond Bakery on Fairfax in LA. It's a legendary institution that's been around since 1946, slinging bagels, pastries, and more. The bagels are 5 ounces each and remind me of what I can only describe as the best of both worlds between a Montreal-style bagel and a New York-style bagel. But more on that later. So you have perfected the sandwich bagel.
Yeah, honestly, historically, you go to a bagel place and you get veggie cream cheese, and there's like 2 pieces of carrot and a scallion in it. And it's like, wait, why don't we just add veggie cream cheese, turkey, bacon, fried eggs, sprouts, tomato? Like, it's just fun, Like, yeah, I wanted like a bagel sandwich.
That's what I need, like, on a Saturday or Sunday morning.
Hangover life. Yeah. Big time.
Absolutely. Well, we've talked about bagels. I'm starving.
Let's eat.
Let's eat. It's beautiful.
Look at that.
Oh, and that is some cream cheese. Those are some lox. Like, that's what's up. And poppy seed. Can't beat it. I love the texture that you get with poppy seed bagels.
Me too.
It's got like the right amount of bite to it. A lot of lox in here as well. You know what's up. You know what you're doing. I'm glad you're taking me on a bagel adventure because you're the guy.
I mean, we just moved down the street and we see the truck all the time, and this is my 2nd time, so definitely going to become loyal to the bagels.
A lot of people like cream cheese on both sides, bottom and top. Dude, just 2 to 3 ounces of cream cheese is way more than enough. If you're doing top and bottom, it's too much for me. At least that's my taste. So,
I agree.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you need like cream. It's not about the cream cheese, it's about the bagel. Although there are people that are cream cheese fiends. I do know many people who would happily say that cream cheese is their favorite food. I'm looking at you, Charlie Weissman.
Charlie!
True story, cream cheese is my favorite food. I'm excited to talk about it.
That's disgusting. I'm back in New York already.
Oh yeah.
What I really love about these bagels is that the bottom also is like pizza. Like pizza crust on the bottom. This is delicious. You know what's up.
Thank you.
So Please show me all the other bagels that I'm missing out on.
Let's go crush it.
And let's prove that LA has awesome bagels. The next day, I met up with Evan at Courage Bagels in Silver Lake.
We're here to get the best bagels ever.
All right, so it's Sunday.
Yes.
You left your truck
Yeah, I left my business.
to come here
Yep.
and eat Courage Bagels.
Worth it.
Absolutely. So they are set up at Broome Street General Store, which is really kind of bougie, and everything in there is really expensive, but I also want
$70 candles.
$70 candles. But you can also get really delicious bagels. I'm really, really excited to try these ones. I am a big Montreal style bagel fan. How do you feel about Montreal style bagels?
My favorite style.
Really?
Yes. It's so for sandwiches, no. But for just everyday bagels and like bagels and cream cheese, just eating them, 100%.
So can you like explain to me like what the difference between a New York style bagel and a Montreal style bagel is?
For sure. So the New York style bagels are fat, plump, chewy. It's almost like a mini Neapolitan pizza. They're so fat and plump. Montreal, they're usually boiled in honey. So they're a little sweeter, they're artisan, they're much thinner and crispier and crunchy, and it's almost like you have to really sit there and enjoy it.
Yeah, what he said. Partners Ariel Sky and Chris Moss offer farm-fresh toppings like heirloom tomatoes, cucumbers, and labna for their Montreal-style bagels.
I lost my job and I didn't really know what I wanted to do, but I wanted to do something, and I worked for a really crappy company. So I was like, I need to do something like real and pure and like with my hands. And that just turned into bagels randomly. And then shortly after that, I started selling them on my bicycle around the neighborhood. And then last summer we got into the farmer's market, and now here we are.
She's obsessed with the history of bagels and bread in general, which is so fascinating. Yeah. And so she started reading to me from this book, and in this book it was talking about how bagels represent Jewish courage, which we both love. And right when she said that, I was like, that's the name, Courage Bagels. Well, there's no commercial yeast, so they're all wild yeasted, and we kind of adhere to principles of baking that are probably thousands of years old. Flour and water, left out to collect the natural bacteria and yeast that are in the air and on people's hands and in the flour itself. It makes for a much more digestible bread or bagel in this case, and it also makes the flavor incredible, the texture. We get this really crisp, almost like a glassine crust, but then inside it's tender and it's chewy and it's really flavorful.
The thing that really sets these bagels apart for me, though, is that you can get them slightly burned. I know, it's kind of weird, but it's super delicious. The one thing New York bagels definitely don't have is fresh produce like this. Fresh tomato, fresh cucumber, the onions even smell good.
Where do you get a tomato like this?
Not in New York, that's for sure.
Seriously.
All right, let's go for it, 'cause I'm dying. It's so crunchy.
Yeah, that's really good.
Like, I love how it's burned. It's a little nutty. And the labna is just, it's really mild and nice and like light, I think, compared to traditional cream cheese.
They must put some like lemon juice in here too.
This rules. It's so good.
Yeah.
This is California for me.
100%.
Holy cow.
Yes.
I think these are some of the best lox I've had in LA.
I was just gonna say that.
Yeah.
Where is this from?
I don't know. I didn't even ask. I just saw lox and I said, yes, give me lox.
Lox aren't like prosciutto, don't call me. Gotta be paper thin like this.
You can call me, I'll eat any lox. Thanks for leaving your truck today to come.
I know, worth it.
Crispy, crunchy, Montreal style. Much different than the other bagels we've had. I love it. Our last stop on this bagel tour is Brooklyn Bagel Bakery. The shop opened in 1953, but it had to close in 2015 due to a wall collapse in the original space. In 2018, though, it made a triumphant return and has gotten back to cranking out some of LA's favorite bagels.
I've been coming here since 1982, and even every day I would come. And one Saturday I came, a Saturday night, and they would open after Shabbat. at 8 p.m. and I would see the fire on, just started the oven. And fresh bagels in half an hour, 1 hour. Not too many people can do as original as they can do here. It's unbelievable what they do.
Their production facility makes thousands and thousands of bagels for both the shop and for wholesale. The bagels are slightly smaller than what you might find in New York, but they definitely have more of an old school feel than the other places we've tried.
I have not had these bagels yet.
Let's try them.
And it's got that nice tap that you want to hear.
Oh, wow. Dang.
Yeah.
Okay.
I love poppy seed. Like, the texture is so good.
You gotta try this.
Yeah, let's trade. Here, take the other half of mine.
Trade.
Oh, yeah. What are we doing?
Was not expecting that.
And you know what else I like about this is the size.
3.5 ounce bagel. That's what's up. The reason I really like these.
Yeah.
Sometimes when you toast it, the chewiness like is gone.
Yeah, and that's the thing in New York, like you don't toast the bagel.
You don't toast them. So
Yeah.
Here, they make them hot, so they're doing that, but it has that chewy texture, and I like the crunch on the outside.
The other thing that I love is the original sign that they have with the original prices, a quarter for a bagel, 25 cents.
How are you gonna have a baker's dozen for $2?
And it says if you buy $59 worth of bagels in cash, you get a free dozen.
Ready here for that.
I think that we've done a pretty good job eating here today. And these bagels are pretty great.
I agree.
Yeah, right size, good chew, different method than what Evan uses, so it's kind of fun to see how LA has different kinds of bagels. And great to see that they have reopened to kind of save this, you know, legendary business.
This is such a beautiful spot. It's an institution for sure.
The time has come. We've eaten some of LA's best bagels, and now I have to pick my favorite one.
First up, Yeastie Boys.
So the thing about Yeastie Boys is that they're the best version of like a New York style bagel meets a Montreal style bagel. And I'm from New York, but my mom's also Canadian, so it combines my two favorite things. The Yeastie Boys bagels are big enough and like hefty enough for you to be able to load them up with whatever toppings you want. I'm talking cream cheese, I'm talking bacon, I'm talking lox, I'm talking cheese.
Next, Courage Bagels.
Courage bagels are more of the Montreal style bagel. They're on the other side of the spectrum of bagels that we've tried in this experiment, if you will. They're really crispy on the outside, nice and chewy on the inside, but there's a ton of like little air pockets in the dough, and that comes from the naturally yeasted dough that they use. And so there's little like pools that you can fill up with cream cheese or labneh or whatever other toppings you want, and I really, really liked that.
And finally, Brooklyn Bagel Bakery.
They're definitely more of like an old school style bagel. It reminds me the most of New York of all the bagels we tried. They make a slightly smaller bagel, which is kind of nice if you're not looking to eat like a giant sandwich and you just want some cream cheese, some lox, nothing fancy. Brooklyn Bagel Company is perfect for that. It's definitely the place you would go to like grab a bag of bagels to bring to the office. There's something for everyone in LA, and I think that after seeing all the different bagels that we tried, nobody can say that LA doesn't have good bagels. We've proven that they do. So there. If I have to pick a favorite, it's gonna be Courage Bagels. I know, I'm sorry, but they're Montreal style. I have a soft spot for that. It's my personal favorite. Everyone else, I'm sure, is a preference, but for me, it's gonna be Courage Bagels. The reason I loved Courage so much was because the outside's really crispy and the inside is really light and airy. It's not heavy, it's not dense, and I love that they give you the option to buy a burned bagel, because I love that like really nice depth of flavor you get from burning something just a little bit. And their toppings are premium. I mean, like I said, the heirloom tomatoes, the nice olive oil, the sea salt, the labneh, the za'atar. They run the gamut of interesting ingredients, and Bagels are all great, but when you add something unique like that, it just takes it to like another level. So I hope that we've shown you that LA has awesome bagels. We're having kind of like a bagel renaissance in Los Angeles right now, so I hope you go try some of them. Let us know if we missed anywhere and enjoy. Paul, come here. All right, so Paul and I are gonna go eat some more bagels. Right, buddy? He also wants to go find some dogs. Okay, bye.